everybody knows his name because he's the most notorious gossip columnist on the internet. And may I say, he was the first to do it. He was even known as the most hated man in Hollywood at one point. Sorry, Perez. Now he's in a new series on Netflix. I watched it. It's very fascinating as the voice of 2000s Hollywood. Welcome to DBL, Perez Hilton.
Yeah. Oh, Perez, so good to talk to you. You know, you said like the most hated man, except everyone wanted to be in that column in some sort of aspect. So let's not get crazy here. So let's get right into it. This weekend, Britney Spears said J-Lo would have never been treated the way she was during her conservatorship. What do you think, Perez?
I think that's absolutely true. I mean, Britney was forced to do so much and also not allowed to do so much. From not allowed to drink coffee to being forced to go to therapy 7 days a week, she says, and having her blood taken out of her and performing when she was sick and even having a fever. I am happy that Britney is free. There are still some conspiracy theorists out there, though, that believe she's not free. And I'm happy that Britney is married and has a husband that loves her. I wish her a lot of healing. You know, she still needs to work on fixing all of the trauma that she had to endure for 13 plus years.
Yeah, I think she's sort of finding her stability, and she's doing it on social media, and people are like, well, that looks weird. I'm like, she's just figuring herself out, I think. So I agree, and I like Sam Asghari, her boyfriend as well, or husband, excuse me. You were once referred to as the most hated man in Hollywood, and I'd love to get your take on this, Perez. Do you think your content from the 2000s would fly today in this climate?
Absolutely. Even if publicly people would say that's awful, privately, they would be looking for the craziest, most salacious, most awful thing. Because a lot of us, not everyone, but it's human nature to be driving. And if you see a car wreck that's not, you know, people seriously injured, everybody just slows down. Or, you know, I won't mention names, but still in 2022, there are leaks of inappropriate photos of celebrities. And I don't post those anymore, but people are constantly, oh, I need to see it on Twitter. Who has the photo? Let me see the photo. So people still want that content. And even though they want that, I will not give it to them.
Why have you made the decision, Perez, that you no longer want to post those types of photos?
Yeah.
It's a long story, but I realized it was wrong. I realized I shouldn't do that.
Well, you know, it's kind of a deeper question I wanted to get to because, you know, I don't know if we're around the same age. I'm 45, but I look back at early 2000s me, and I have a lot of regrets about what I did, how I handled things, how I spoke to people. If you could go back to then and talk to that version of you, what would you tell them? What would you tell yourself to avoid? Because it seems like I'm assuming that there's a lot of positives, but a lot of regrets in your life.
I would have told myself, you are enough. I was acting out of insecurity, and that's not an excuse. I take full accountability for my past behavior, my words and actions. I was an adult when I was doing all of these things in my late 20s. But I was getting all of this attention, and I knew what I was doing was wrong, and I did not care. I was so selfish. I thought, wow, this one thing that I'm doing is working, it's resonating. I'm being rewarded for my bad behavior. And then that made me even behave worse. I was like, well, I've got to keep this up and be even more outlandish and crazy and shocking.
A negative feedback loop.
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty, and that leads into our next question because I watched the real Bling Ring Hollywood Heist. It's about the 2008 robberies of people like Perez Hilton, Orlando Bloom. How would you summarize 2000s Hollywood?
I would, obviously I was not alive during the Wild Wild West, but I would compare it to the Wild Wild West because there were no rules. Everything was new when it came to the clash of celebrities and the birth of social media and websites like mine. You know, it used to be just the celebrity magazines, but now there were so many more outlets and so many more apps and opportunities for celebrities to be seen. So I would run paparazzi photos every single day, including paparazzi photos of celebrities on vacation, which unfortunately would help these young troublemakers keep tabs on who was out of town.
You guys have to watch it. We're running out of time, Perez, but you have to watch
That's
it.
fascinating.
It is fascinating. It's a whole new take. I really appreciated your commentary, Perez. Thank you for joining us. DBL Nation, you gotta watch The Real Bling Ring Hollywood Heist out on Netflix. It is, there's so many words to describe it. We appreciate you. It is fascinating. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, Perez.
Thanks.
Perez.
Thank you.